After the flood that purified the earth, Noah and his family received the divine command to multiply and replenish the world. Over time, Noah's descendants grew in number and strength. Initially, they lived scattered across the land, but as their communities grew, they began to migrate and gather into larger groups. United by a single language, they lived in harmony, sharing the same customs and traditions. As humanity grew, so did their ambition to achieve great things. In one of these migrations, they came to the fertile plain of Shinar, a place ideal for settling. The land was good for farming, natural resources were abundant, and it seemed like the perfect location to build a great city. But they wanted more than just an ordinary city. They wanted something that would make them immortal in the memory of mankind. The idea of building a tower that reached the heavens emerged as a way to prove that together they were invincible. Not only would they create something monumental, but they would also show that united, they could overcome any obstacle, even defy God himself. This tower would be the ultimate symbol of their unity and power, making them famous and mighty across the earth. With determination, they began to plan. "Let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly," they said to one another. In that region, stones were scarce, but the invention of the baked brick allowed them to advance quickly in construction. They used bitumen for mortar, creating a solid and imposing structure that began to rise on the horizon. With each brick they laid, humanity's pride grew, and the tower rose higher and higher, threatening to touch the sky. However, this grand project did not have God's favor. He saw that humanity's heart was drifting from the original plan. The tower, which should have been just a city to shelter them, had become a symbol of rebellion and self-sufficiency. Seeing this, God said, "Behold, they are one people and have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. Now nothing they plan will be impossible for them." Concerned with mankind's arrogance and disobedience, God decided to intervene. He knew that their unity, when used for the wrong purposes, could lead to great destruction. So he descended and confused their languages so that no one could understand what the other was saying. Communication, which had been their greatest strength, now became their downfall. The work on the tower stopped suddenly. The workers, unable to understand one another, began to scatter. Those who spoke similar languages grouped together and started migrating to different parts of the world, taking their new languages with them and forming the first distinct nations and cultures. The city that was meant to be the center of the world, filled with pride and ambition, was left unfinished and was called Babel, meaning confusion. Thus, the tower that was meant to reach the heavens became a symbol of human limitation before divine sovereignty. And from that event came the linguistic and cultural diversity that still exists today. The lesson of the Tower of Babel echoes to this day. When humanity seeks greatness and power without the humility to acknowledge their Creator, their pride becomes their own downfall.